I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Here we go. It's another edition of the Daily Puck Drop, Thursday, July 24th. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We go live every day at 10 a.m. on Twitter, on YouTube, also on the Puck Sports mobile app. Yes, on your smartphone. You can listen to the live show on your phone. Also, in your car, Apple CarPlay. Download the Puck Sports mobile app to your smartphones today. Also, when the show goes dark, not like dark, just dark, we're done. Everything's podcast up on YouTube. Just search Puck Sports. Also on your favorite podcast platforms. It does not matter what they are. Also find everything up at pucksports.com. We're broadcasting from the Limbach Lumber Studios. Look at this hat, though. This was their hat they used for their golf tournament this year. It's a hell of a hat, very 70s retro. Contractors, they offer free deliveries, everything from OLAS packages to homeowner DIY projects, which I can never do because I'm not handy. They've got the largest stock moldings in the Northwest, old school service. They've been doing it since 1930. Give Limbach Lumber a call, 206-782-3487. Visit them online at limbachlumber.com. Follow me on all my adventures on social media because, boy, that's a safe place, isn't it? Puck Sports on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, if that's what you prefer. Also, a Puck_sports there on TikTok. We put all our video clips up there as well. And you can find us on Facebook. Just search Puck Sports. All right. Coming up on the show today, in a few minutes, we'll be joined by Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network. He'll give us the very latest on training camp. Training camp open all across the National Football League. We'll get an update on the Seahawks and a couple of things I want to touch on. It was an odd press conference yesterday. Well, and then I backtrack odd for Macdonald. There was just a series of questions that were odd and just weird from Macdonald. And then also the situation with Uchenna Nwosu that we'll try to get some answers from Garafolo when he joins us here in a few minutes. So we'll talk about that. Brad Adam of Root Sports, his weekly visit with us coming up bottom of the hour, all brought to you by John Howie Steak and Whiskey by John Howie. He's in a hotel room at Anaheim. Caught up with him earlier today. We'll get a few minutes with him talking about the upcoming road trip, 7 games, Angels, then the A's before they come back home against the Rangers. Very important road trip, obviously. Anything under 4-3 is a disaster. They really need to go 5-2 on these 7 games before they face the Rangers. And as we're getting closer and closer, Jim Duquette thinks that this could be, by this weekend, we could probably have a Suarez and a bunch of these other guys, Zach Gallen, Josh Naylor, all move from the Arizona Diamondbacks. How aggressive will the Mariners be? We'll touch in on an article from Jim Bowden from The Athletic, who does a show with Jim Duquette, who joins me on Tuesdays, about what it would take to get a Eugenio Suarez. We'll talk to Brad coming up at the bottom of the hour. And then it's Chapter 10 of KJ-Arent with our good friend Mitchell Reed Levy, Mitch Unfiltered podcast. He will join us coming up around 10:45 or so. I tell him 10:45, and then I'm going to make him wait till 10:50 because I like when he gets angry in the background there in the waiting room. So we'll talk to Mitch, and then a reminder with that, we do the entire show live, but once we again go dark, and if you come in late and want to watch or listen to it all, in case you miss a portion of the live show, you have to sign up to become a Pucks Posse member by going to pucksports.com. I think that has covered all of it here today. So that's what we got going on today on a Thursday's edition here of the Daily Puck Drop. We appreciate you always riding along shotgun here for the next 90 minutes or so. Get in the Uchenna Nwosu story there for the Seahawks. Doesn't look good. I mean, if you listened or watched or read any of the comments there from Mike Macdonald yesterday, God, that sounded ominous. It sounded terrible. I said, quote, we're going to the season probably throughout the rest of camp, and we'll go from there. We'll just hold on to the timeline right now, but we're not necessarily close right now. So this doesn't sound good at all, therefore, Uchenna Nwosu, who, again, burst onto the scene when they acquired him, and was great, the 9.5 sacks. But since then, the story for him has not been available. 17 games that he played in that first season, but he's played in 12 games, in the last 2 years, and he's 3 sacks. There's a guy that you ended up giving a deal to, then you restructured his deal, just has not been able to stay healthy. It's not like he hasn't been productive. He just hasn't been healthy. Now it leads to, well, what do the Seahawks do? John Schneider's not opposed to making something, trying to make a splash happen. He's done it before. He's plenty of trades that he's done. Some of them have worked out. Some of them haven't worked out. But he will pull the trigger on something big and has in the past. Percy Harvin, Jamal Adams, Jimmy Graham. Go on and on and on. The one name that everyone's going to throw out there, and you've probably seen it everywhere, and it makes sense. How quickly do you call the Bengals about Trey Hendrickson and see what happens? And just give it a, some type of, feeler out there to the Bengals and see what you could afford them. It would make sense for them to do that because they need some help. It would provide them, for a defense that is already looking to be, bigger, faster, stronger, and all that. That'd make a lot of sense. So I'd be curious to see. I want to hear from Garafolo if that's any type of discussion or just what is the future for Hendrickson at all, because it appears his time there in Cincinnati is over, that it has come to an end, and that we're not going to see him at all ever in a Bengals uniform. Maybe not. Maybe they offer him a new deal and all of a sudden you forget all that. But that's the very latest. It appears everything else is okay from day one, other than just a weird exchange with, and I don't know, I just read the transcript of it, so I don't know if it was one reporter over there. I saw this from Dugar's Twitter handle. By the way, Mike's got a new book out. We'll promote it coming up later. But Mike Macdonald was asked about Noah Fant. Just, hey, and here's the full exchange that Dugar posted on his Twitter handle, at Mike Dugar, by the way. Full exchange. Question: what happened with Noah Fant? Macdonald: what happened with Noah? Next question: why release him now? Mike: we released him a few days ago. Why? I'm not going to tell you exactly why. There's multiple reasons. Does anybody else find that odd? Like, what's the big secrecy here? Like, why? What happened with Noah Fant? What do you mean what happened with Noah Fant? You know what happened with Noah Fant? You released him. Why? Why'd you release him? It's an odd. I just felt it just was an odd exchange for no reason to be odd about it. And then now, to be fair, I'm just reading the transcript. I didn't actually see the video of it or hear it, so I don't know if there was a playfulness to it or he seemed agitated by it or what. It just was a weird exchange, I thought, asking him those questions. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Obviously, he's no longer Seahawks, so it doesn't matter. But just kind of an odd day one there for Mike Macdonald. All right. I can see him in the green room. Well, at least the top of his head. Our good friend Mike Garafolo. It's training camp. It's back. The start of the NFL season. He couldn't be more thrilled about the start. Summer's almost over. I think that means the kids go back to school. And it brings a normalcy back to the Garafolo household. Mike Garafolo joins us every single week. It's brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance. It's your trusted family-owned insurance experts in the Puget Sound area since 1978. Honesty, fairness, integrity. Contact Jamie Hartley. He makes me say that, by the way. None of it's true, I don't think. You can contact him at 253-565-8700 when he's not playing golf. Also, Zogs on Fox Island, perfect spot to grab a cold beer, hang out with your buddies, and catch the game. Check out Zogs on Facebook and Instagram for their hours. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network with the changing background because he's remodeling his house. How are you?
I'm good. No, I'm trying to get these earbuds connected, and this doesn't seem to be working for some reason.
Okay. Well, you sound loud and clear to me.
All right. Well, then we're just going to go like this. How about that?
Yeah. Hey, I want to start out. I don't know if you saw this. I sent it to you. Listen, it's the first day of training camp, and I'm not going to read too much into it, but there was kind of a weird exchange between Mike Macdonald and Noah, with reporters asking me about Noah Fant. I don't know if you saw it, but, what happened with Noah Fant? What do you mean what happened with Noah Fant? Well, you released him. Why? We released him a few days ago. Why? I'm not going to tell you why. Is there something more there why Noah Fant's no longer a Seahawk? We don't know.
No.
Just money.
Just money, yeah. So he was a trade possibility the entire offseason. They tried to trade him. Remember, Miami was looking for a tight end after the Geno Smith, or during the Geno Smith thing. There were a couple moving parts. I think he was involved in that some way, somehow. But they wound up going with Darren Waller, so cheaper option. And and that's it was a money thing. And once you get to training camp, if he steps on the field, he gets hurt, now you're on the hook for all that money. It's the same reason why, when you move on from a quarterback, you take them off the field. Sometimes they take them and send them home, take them away from the facility, don't even want them tripping on the practice field and potentially getting injured that way. So same thing here. Once you got the training camp, it's like we couldn't trade him. Yeah. Got to move on at this point. And he knew that. I mean, it wasn't a surprise or anything like that. So, the McDonald exchange, I think the whole exchange was weird. So I just think it was maybe came off the wrong way. Like, it wasn't necessarily hiding or adversarial, I don't think. I wouldn't read too much into that. But,
not like what John Harbaugh went through yesterday
with the Trump thing.
Here's what I don't understand, and we're not getting into politics, okay? Because this is, but right. Here's my why.
Why what?
It's football. What's the point of it? What's the point of the part? What's the point of the question?
No, I can understand the question, and I can understand. What's that?
But why though? I mean, it's like just because it's just
at some point, right? Like, it's a tough line. I mean, first of all, it's okay to believe in what that party and a lot of what the president believes in, right? Like, that's okay. It's not like, this 90%, forget about that. This 10% has offended people, and if you even set foot in the Oval Office, well, you must be endorsing that 10%. That part's okay. The other part is that, yes, John Harbaugh is a representative of the city of Baltimore as well. So I understand the question, and I also understand Harbaugh's end of it, which is that, why can't I just go and get the opportunity? It's just like these players every year when it comes to, like, are they going to go to the White House? If they set foot on the lawn, well, they must be endorsing everything that the office has been behind. It's just like,
fair.
At some point, you won the Super Bowl, you get to go to the White House. Yeah. We're still in what many of us believe is the greatest country in the world, and we still like to celebrate that part of it. So I saw that whole exchange, and I sort of felt for both sides. I really did. So I also get what you're saying, stick to football. We've been talking about this for 8 to 10 years. Like, that's been a topic that we're never going to get to the bottom of and where you draw that line. So I get that part. Anyway.
All right, we'll take your calls next on this topic. 1-800-DIVIDE-TALK.
You'll get some good. Listen, you'll get some good calls. You'll get some passionate calls. You'll get some good discourse.
No, yeah, but it's not the discourse that I want. Not what I want. I'll tell you that.
But back to Noah Fant, and he's going to get some opportunity. Now, he's not going to get anywhere near the money that was on the books, right? Nowhere near it. And it's one of those things too, where if it would have been a trade, would you be willing to redo your contract? Well, I'll just do that as a free agent. Why would I do that now? So. They drafted a tight end, so it's like let's turn the page and move on and not even have that during training camp.
What's going on? Do you have anything else any more light to shed on the injury situation with Uchenna Nwosu?
Seems to be like, I think what did Macdonald say yesterday? He sort of said that he thinks it's going to carry into the regular season.
We're going to the season probably throughout the rest of camp, and then we'll go from there. We'll just hold on to the timeline right now, but we're not necessarily close right now. It just seems, from where they were a few months ago, it doesn't seem good right now on that front for Nwosu.
No, I just think it's and I appreciate the transparency if I'm, a fan base or a reporter here. And I think, it's probably headed that way from my understanding. I'd put it at, greater than 90%, but I can't tell you 100% for sure. But this is a guy that's had multiple injuries, and they want to make sure that they do it right. And they take as the season gets longer, and we're at 17, and it seems like we're heading to 18 at some point. As the season gets longer, it's like these first couple of weeks. If he's down for 4 weeks to start the season, which is the rule, it's less important than it used to be. That kind of thing, and you'd much rather make sure that the guy's better for the last 13 weeks of the season. So that seems like the way that it's headed here. I don't sense any. It's not like. Oh, wait a second. No red flags or anything like that. Just more or less making sure that they're charting the right course for him.
Trey Hendrickson, what's the latest with him and the Bengals, contract talks, trade talks, whatever? Because I'll circle it back around to Seattle. I mean, if he's made available, he'll be the hot commodity on the market.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to be. Well, I shouldn't say that. I didn't think Carson Palmer was going to be made available years ago, and they're not a team that usually trades guys. Matter of fact, the Carlos Dunlap trade to Seattle the 1 year was a rare deal by the Bengals and a rare example of them waving the white flag on this kind of stuff. They seem like they want him back. They seem like they genuinely want to come to an agreement here. The problem with the Bengals and the Steelers and the Packers historically have been in this small group as well, refusing to guarantee money into the second year of deals. Which is why Hendrickson's come out and said, okay, the guarantees are pathetic or whatever word that he used. The way that they've gone around that is huge signing bonuses and higher average per years. Now, when you're Hendrickson and you're at this point in your career, you don't want to give the opportunity to say, okay, it's a 1 year deal and then they can move on after that, because who knows? Like the production could fall off, and that could be something that happens. So a guarantee is more important to him than it would be to another guy doing his first contract extension much earlier in his career. So that's kind of where it is.
Speculate on what a trade would involve. Can you just?
I think it'd be too much. I mean, this is what happened back in the spring. Teams were checking in. It was like they value the guy, but they're not willing to pay the money, but yet when it comes to a trade, they say, well, no, you're going to have to give us this. I mean, it was, I forget specifically, but it was like first round plus or whatever it was. It was just astronomical compensation that they wanted. And they're not one of these teams that's even in the, in the position of, well, we need a quarterback. So like the Cleveland Browns are starting to stockpile first round picks for next year. Sure. Because it's a draft where you think they're not even, so it doesn't even, not that it doesn't matter to them, another first round pick or whatever. So I think in the end, there's some kind of agreement that gets him back there. And Orlando Brown's deal, I think it may be this year. He's got like a drop to $8 million off of whatever. Like he's only making $8 million in one of these upcoming years because they didn't want to guarantee money. So they gave him this huge signing bonus, and that's one way around it. That's one way to get this thing done. So that's kind of where it is for Hendrickson.
What's the we've already seen a couple of injuries already in training camp. I think Artie Burns just ended up suffering a torn ACL, but the one that happened earlier this morning, I believe, Justin Fields. What happened to him, and how serious do you think that is? The injury there. He was carted off the field. It's
a dislocated toe. It sounds like it's going to be potentially a couple of weeks for him to not practice, but. My understanding is he's still in line to be ready week one, which is great because that's a Justin Fields against the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers against the Jets matchup there in week one, which is one that we've been looking forward to. It's unbelievable. And Mike North, the schedule czar for the NFL, said that if they knew for sure Rodgers was going to be signing with the Steelers, they would have put that game in prime time. But he said it's still a huge week one game between these teams. I was just like, think about that. Both former starting quarterbacks from week one, playing for the opposite team, going up against each other. Very rarely see that in the NFL. I think this Jets team is going to play hard. I think they're going to win some games along the way this year where you go, whoa, maybe theoretically they beat the Bills in Buffalo or something like that. They'll have some of those along the way. I don't see much more than 6 wins for them somewhere in that department. But Justin Fields is exciting to watch. They're going to be playing hard and again come up in those spots. So I feel like I'm not as excited for the Jets as I was the last couple of years.
Oh, last year you were all in.
No, well, wait a second. Was it last year?
Yes, you were.
It was the year before.
You put all your chips in, or maybe it was the year before.
Yeah, and then he blows out his Achilles. If he doesn't blow out his Achilles, I don't know what it looks like. These guys that are at 40 and or wherever Cousins is in his career, you blow out an Achilles, you come back, you got to plant on that thing. You got to do it. You're not the same guy. If he never blows out his Achilles in the first place, I still think that that's potentially something that works for the Jets, and the last couple of years are a lot different.
What's the best case right now for Atlanta? And you don't wish, I guess, ill will, but I guess for them, they would probably it wouldn't hurt them if a quarterback went down in camp.
No, I mean that's basically what they're
that's
holding
what they
out
want.
for. Yeah, I mean that's what they're want, but that's what you're holding out for. And
sure.
I did see some people say, "Well, if Justin Fields is done, they should." The Jets never went after Kirk in the first place. And it's not a oh boy, the difference with Minnesota the year that they traded for Sam Bradford is they thought that they were ready to compete, and Teddy Bridgewater was going to lead them to the playoffs. He goes down. It's like the Jets are at the beginning of a rebuild. You're not going to give up resources to go get Kirk Cousins. So I don't think it's going to be them. It's going to have to be somebody that's more of a playoff contender and says we need to go get a quarterback because we had high aspirations for this team.
What's the buzz? Have you heard anything? I mean, it's early on, but I saw just a very Pete Carroll quote the other day. Started training camp. We're going to be physical. We're going to be a hard defense. We're going to run the ball. We're a very good team.
We're going
to win games. I win 10 wins all the time. He's just all fired up. Just like, I can't wait. I cannot wait for that game. And that's right around the corner. That's like 2 weeks away when they come here and visit Seattle.
In the preseason?
Yeah. August 7th.
And you're fired up for that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they just got Jamal Adams. To see Pete Carroll come back in Seattle, chomping the gum, throwing the football.
Right, let me ask you this.
It's going to be hilarious.
Let me ask you this. Are you going to the game?
Am I going to go to the game? You know what? I might.
Look at this guy.
I might go to the game just for that, but probably not going to go. It's preseason.
I knew that was.
I just want to see him throw the football and bounce around. And
well, that's what he does.
And his white monarchs and all that.
We're going to win games. I don't care who hears it, which is fine. It's not. He said that, and I don't care who hears it. It's not like that's going to go up on any in particular bulletin board, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we play them in week 13. He's talking about us. Like,
right.
Now, if he said, we're going to kick the crap out of this division, well, that goes up in 3 more locker rooms, but he wasn't, which is fine. But that's the mentality that's made him successful. So I just don't think they have the firepower. They were, what was their record the first year when he was in Seattle?
7-9.
Well, he made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Listen, if they go 7-10 wouldn't make the playoffs. 8-9 potentially, I guess, could make the playoffs in this current format. You'd say, whoa, if they go 7-10, you go, hey, pretty nice season for the Raiders, building on things for 2026. He also not that he's dying, but he doesn't have a lot of time, right? It's not like he's going there and okay, we got to set this thing up for the next 15 years. There's a solid, we got to get going here, people, So
can you next time on the Insiders, if you have him on, can you just be like, hey, Pete, time is running out on you. Death appears closer to you right now.
It's not. It's just the stigma. Listen, I still think Tom Coughlin, when Tom Coughlin was let go, still had a good 5 years left of coaching in him, and had that energy and had that 10 years younger than he actually is, which is Pete. I mean, if you're looking at any NFL coach and you say which of these guys is going to make it to 100, Pete Carroll's at the top of the list.
Yeah,
right? There's no question.
Last thing for Charles Cross, they picked up the option, but that usually is the precursor to contract extension talks. A lot of times it happens, right around now. What are you hearing on that front?
There are a lot of tackles. Some have already gotten done. There are a lot of tackles that are going to get deals coming up here in the next. Rashawn Slater with the Chargers. What's his name with the Colts? His name has not come up, so I don't think that they're imminent. I know that's a guy that they'd like to keep for the long haul, obviously, and at some point get done. I don't think that there's anything imminent on that front. Okay. But they've got a bunch of guys that they've got to do over the next year plus. So I mean, he's in that cluster, but I don't think they're close on. I don't think any contract extensions right now, but they might over the course of camp.
Yeah, there he is, Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network. It's all brought to you by, again, Hartley & Hartley Insurance and Zogs on Fox Island. You can catch them on the NFL Network. When's another edition of the Insiders coming out?
Tonight, brother, 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
We are Saturday. We start our inside training or back together weekend.
Okay.
It's Saturday and Sunday. I think Taylor Bisciotti is up there in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. I'm in Philly. Philly Saturday, Giants on Sunday, and then we start the tour: Cleveland, Detroit, Baltimore, Washington, New England.
Okay.
And I haven't filled out that last 4-day stretch yet. I have asked for a West Coast swing. Have not filled it out just yet. So
get it done.
Don't quit on me just yet. Not necessarily out of the running to head up there to Seattle. I'll let you know.
All right. Godspeed. We'll see you next week, Mike. There he is, Mike Garafolo, NFL Network. In case you missed all of it, it'll be podcast again on the Daily Puck Drop there on YouTube and also on your favorite podcast platforms. All right. We go from the National Football League. And remember, reminder coming up later, Mitch Unfiltered, Chapter 10, KJ-Arent coming up around 10:45 or so during the live show. And if you catch the entire show, because we'll do the entire podcast during the show. But once we go dark today, then you only get a sneak peek of it. And you have to go to pucksports.com, sign up to become a Pucks Posse member if you want to watch or listen to the whole thing. All right, Brad Adam joins me on Thursdays, all brought to you by John Howie Steak. He's in Anaheim at a hotel room. But you know what he's thinking? As we talk Mariners, we talk their previous years against the Brewers, we look ahead to the trade deadline. He's thinking about steak and whiskey, because that's what Brad Adams' body is built on. They're having. This could be you. Go visit John Howie Steak today. Voted #1 restaurant in Seattle by the readers of Seattle Magazine. Classic steakhouse with the best selection of hand-cut steaks from USDA Prime to Japanese A5 Wagyu. Book your next reservation today at johnhowiesteak.com. Brad Adam is here from Root Sports to talk a little on Mariners baseball. His weekly appearance brought to you by the world-renowned John Howie Steak. Voted #1 restaurant in Seattle by the readers of Seattle Magazine. Classic steakhouse. The ambiance, you want to impress your family, your friends, your coworkers, your girlfriend, does not matter, your boyfriend. John Howie Steak is the place for you. And before you go to John Howie Steak, before you go there, you're going to swing over to Whiskey by John Howie, which features global selections of rare and well-done whiskeys with something for everyone. It doesn't take just one, it takes two sponsors to bring you Brad Adam every single week.
Your Coldplay side piece, another great place to take them out. It's discreet, it's quiet, it's dark.
That was the all-time story of the last week. I'll be honest with you. I just couldn't get enough. I couldn't get enough of scrolling about the story.
Right.
I couldn't get enough of the memes of the story, all of it. And the biggest question I had that I think everybody else had, when you looked at the wife and then looked at the mistress, you're like, what are you doing, man?
Agree
what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Dude, the deep dive into the history of, how she got hired, and then the other lady that was with her, who she had hired to kind of, watch them or something.
Yeah, and she is the other one that was the red face, right? She's the financier, or what? She was in charge of whatever.
She was hired by the HR lady at the place just to watch them and keep their secrets safe. But
what a place, huh?
Hey, did you see the next night the Phillies with the Fanatics?
No, what they do? I did not.
They did the whole Coldplay thing. The two mascots. I guess they've got a female Fanatic as well. You should look it up. It's pretty good. The two.
Let's do it all.
Fanatics. Yeah.
We should do it at T-Mobile. They should have put you and Angie up on the big screen, and then you guys talked.
Up in the press box. Me around
up
like
in the press box, canoodling. Like, no.
That actually would have been funny.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny. Maybe alert our spouses first and say, "Hey, we're doing this."
A good call. Yeah. Hey, we're doing this. It's just a gag. Please don't freak out.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Somebody, hey, what's going on? Heidi would have lost her. You know what?
I know it. Then I have to come over, sleep on your couch. And then. It's fun for a while, right? We're hanging out, we're watching TV, we're staying up late.
Yeah.
It's fun for a while.
And then it's over.
It's like, Brad, are you going to leave anytime soon? Or
do
you need your laundry done again? And it's like, I leave stuff out. And sorry.
Well, you got out of time. You got out of town right in time. I mean, Jesus. Now we got it. 4 games with the Angels, 3 with the Athletics in beautiful Sacramento.
Can't wait.
But how about that Brewers series? Jesus, man, is that a good baseball team?
Right? Like we were talking about, it's like
Jesus.
It's like the Cardinals in the '80s or something, where they just put the ball in play and they go first to third, they steal. It's like the exact opposite of what we've been told. It's like pitching is so good. Everybody's so good and throw so hard. It's so hard to string hits together. You got to hit homers. So everybody's trying to hit homers. And here come the Brewers who just go whack, 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 whack. 3 straight hits, 4 straight hits, 3 straight hits. You don't see it a lot. I mean, the offense is really impressive. They don't slug a lot, don't hit a lot of home runs, but man, do they put the ball in play and make things
96
happen.
home runs on the season for them, and their leader Yelich is 19.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't
and they only
terrible,
have 3
but
players. No, it's not terrible. They only have 3 players in double digits. He's got 19. Churio was 16, and Rhys Hoskins was 12.
And Reese is hurt, so they only have 2 guys right now.
Yeah.
So it was, just different to kind of watch them and listening to Pat Murphy, their manager, who was with ASU for a long time.
God! And first of all, he would beat everyone up in baseball. I mean, when he starts yapping at people like that guy, I would be afraid to ask him a question.
Right.
Shake his hand or just be in the same room as him. That is a man's man.
Exactly. And he had a lot of success at ASU.
Sure.
And he gets to the pro, council leaves to go to the Cubs and they promote Murph. And it's like, I don't know, man. College guy, one of those guys didn't play in the pros. You're like, But that brand of baseball works. And he's funny. He calls it the woodpecker offense. They're like a woodpecker. They're pesky. They're irritating. They're annoying, and they just keep coming. And we saw that, and that's why they've got. I think they've got after yesterday the best record in baseball. I think
they are.
They did. They lost, and then they won. So it's impressive, to watch, and their pitching's pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's
61 and 41. Yeah, they've got the best record in baseball.
That's a good team, but to finish that homestand 3-3. I like a little bigger picture. The last road trip in homestand. You got the Yankees and Tigers on the road. At the time, remember, the Tigers had the best record in baseball.
Sure.
And then you had the Astros and the Brewers. I mean, those are 4 really good teams and 4 hard series in and around the break. And to go 6-6 is not terrible. You go 3-3 on the road trip, 3-3 at home.
But it felt like a feud. It felt like a week ago they were within 3 games of Houston, and then it's like snap of a finger, Puck? 6, right back to 6, and it's like, God, that happened fast.
It's like, wow, yeah. They had a chance to get to 2, couldn't get the sweep, and then they go sweep Arizona, which may help the Mariners because maybe the Arizona finally says, all right.
Or help all these
Geno,
other
you're
teams.
Available. Naylor, you're available.
Like
Gallup,
the Brewers.
You're available.
Could help the Brewers because the Brewers apparently are in on the mix too now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
They're so excited. Yeah, I mean, they got to be thinking postseason. That's why they limit their pitchers. I mean, we saw Woodruff throw 62. We saw the Miz, as I like to call him, throw like 64 pitches
Everybody
in the 4th
calls
inning.
him that.
The Miz, I know. Mizorowski, he was fun to watch. Kind of, an excitable kid.
That's code for kind of a cocky.
I don't know. He got excited about that one Canzone strikeout. I don't know why he got that excited, but he was fun to watch.
That was a big because it was a big inning. He had given up. That was the Rosarina leadoff double, and so he's like, I gave up the leadoff double, and he got out of it. I mean, I think him looking at the dugout was
a little silly. Yeah,
odd, but good for him.
But
God, he can pump it, man. Jesus.
The first 14 fastballs over 100. That's all he threw in the first. Struck out 2 or 3. Here it is. It was impressive. But the next 11, we start tonight. Next 11 against the AL West. Then you got the White Sox. So this is an opportunity. Some teams with records under 500, and the Mariners got I think the fifth or 6th easiest schedule coming in to finish the season. So hopefully that helps as well. But just get back to playing, good consistent baseball. You're still a little up and down, up and down. But
5-2 in the next 7.
Yeah, they've struggled in
5-2.
Anaheim. They struggled last couple of years in Anaheim, but you're right. They've got to stop that, and theyve got to go sweep the A's.
What do you think that is? A visit to Disneyland? Why do you think they struggle? I mean, the Matterhorn? Splash Mountain?
It kind of, which isn't Splash Mountain anymore. It's
that's right. They changed it.
Ride or whatever it's called. Yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, what is it? What is it that gets the Mariners?
Yeah, I think it's the Matterhorn. Guys their backs get a little tight after riding that thing a few times.
I do like a good Matterhorn. Do not like Space Mountain because when I was like 10, I got stuck on Space. I got stuck on it. Yeah, we got stuck.
That's my favorite.
At the top, and they turn at the top, like in one of those turns.
Yeah, they kept the lights off.
They turned the lights on.
Oh, so you're fine.
Which was worse because you're looking down. I'm like, never again.
Oh, yeah, I see. I tell you what we like to do is we have the whole thing mapped out, the girls and I, with all the stuff. But we always go Disneyland, and we go. It's always corn dogs for lunch.
Oh yeah,
they have the best corn. Oh. It's the only corn dog I eat in the year, Puck. But it is the best corn dog.
And it's a great corn. Corn dogs are great, but I know the one you're talking about.
Dog. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Love that place.
Isn't it right by the Pirates of the Caribbean? Is it right by that?
It's on the other side. You're thinking the churros maybe, or like.
Yeah,
you got the Dole Whip.
Right by the Louisiana. What's the Louisiana restaurant? The New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
One. That's the one I'm always
in the Pirates. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
I
don't know what it is. I mean, the Angels, I don't know what it is. I mean, they've hit some big home runs late against these guys, and it hasn't been Mike Trout. It's been Joe Adell the last couple of series.
Yeah.
So Hoppy's got them. They're a team that just relies a lot on the homer. A lot on the homer. And their pitching is okay. I'm surprised they're as close to 500 as they are. I don't think they're really that good. Yeah. But, 4 games said you've got to, obviously at least split.
5-2. These next 7 got to be 5-2 because
come back home.
It sets up a very now here comes Texas.
I was going to say.
We're going to write Texas off now. Texas only a game and a half back of that wild card spot with the M's and Red Sox are tied right now, but I mean, here come the Rangers, and that's going to be a huge 4-game series coming home. You can't,
right?
I mean, 4-3, okay, but God, anything under 4-3.
Oh, it's got to be a winning
disaster.
Record. Yeah, no, I agree because of Texas and Houston. They're still within sights, sure. But yeah, the other guys, the other teams are all getting muddled up in that wild card. Your Bostons, your Texas, your Clevelands, and your Yorks. You got to keep pushing, keep winning.
All right, so a week from today, is Suarez back at third base for your Mariners?
Oh, for the Mariners. Oh, yeah.
What do you think, huh? What do you
harder.
think?
He keeps hitting homers. It gets harder and harder, doesn't it? Jeez.
I think he sent a signal the other day when he hit his last home run. Did you see him?
That? No.
He was rounding third right before he got to third base. You know what he did? He did the Rosarina jump shot.
Ooh.
That was a signal to Dipoto.
Like this. Okay.
Come get me.
Come get me. Well, it's going to take a lot. And, the other teams are talking, much bigger packages, with Zach Gallen, another player, and Geno's, like bigger trades, bigger deals.
Okay.
I
got
the
one
Mariners
for you.
would only need Geno. Okay.
Get them both. Get Suarez and Naylor.
Oh, for Naylor, too, right. Yeah. That would obviously take a lot more. But,
they've got it.
I know, and that's what I was about to say. I think you're kind of in the camp with me and a lot of people, like, to get prospects are nice, to have them. Not all of them will work out. So I am never opposed to trading prospects for proven major league talent. And when your team is this close, like the Mariners are, if Geno puts them over the top for these next 2 months, and say you lose Geno for next year, say you just have him for the 2 months, the rental that the Mariners don't like to get, it's worth it to give up whatever they give up, I think, to get to the postseason. Because we always say it, Puck, when they get in with their pitching, 1, 2, 3, their rotation, with how they can set it up. I mean, like you talked about it before, Bryce Miller maybe out of the pen or something. I mean, they would be so fun and dangerous in the postseason.
It doesn't even have to be a rental, though. Like, if they would just be forward thinking about it, just, listen, you get, if you get one of them or even get both of them, all right? I mean, you could envision, like,
sign one, right?
let's say it's just Suarez. I mean, just spitballing here. I mean, like Williamson, the glove plays at the major league level. You just need him to hit for more power. I think some people, one thing I would encourage people that are like maybe anti-Ben Williamson, go look at his stats with runners in scoring position. I think he's hitting like, I just had it the other day. Is he over 300 or is it 290, 291 with runners in scoring position?
Play. He's like the Brewers. He puts it in play.
But I will say, but I acknowledge that he doesn't have the slugging. He doesn't hit for power. Maybe those things come. But if you were to get, like, you're like, well, they're only going to rent Suarez. Why not just have Suarez be your DH? And then that guy can play third base.
Sign him next year, right?
Okay, then you can sign him. And if you get Naylor too, then you've got look at the options now that you have. Naylor plays first base. He can play DH. Suarez is your DH. Can also play third. I mean, you can. There's a lot of things. It doesn't just have to be a rental. I mean, now it takes two to tango, right? So you would need those guys to agree to deals. And
sure, Naylor would be harder to. Geno would be an easier deal to do. Guy
for sure.
A year or two left. How many years he's got left? Naylor's got more, years ahead of him, and I don't know if he'd want to sign a long-term deal. But yeah, like a Geno 1 or 2 year deal, that'd be great. Everybody loves him. He loves it here. He produced here. He's what they need.
Naylor's just such a.
He gets on base.
Just such an ideal fit, man.
Plays,
he's a left-handed first baseman.
Exactly.
6 years. He's 28 years old. He brings a different vibe that no one else on this team has.
I agree. Yeah, and you go back to Williamson. You can live with the bat because the defense is so good. You can live with that if you're getting some slug and getting some production. Yeah, at first, at second, in right field. Is Robles going to come back this year? What happens to Canzone, who's done a pretty good job at the plate, actually. Canzone's looked pretty good.
It's more than pretty good.
So that's maybe you do those options and leave Ben at third and Geno can DH if you get him. Again, I don't think it would take major leaguers to trade. I think you could get these guys for a nice package of prospects, which the Mariners certainly have.
They want. I mean, at least the word is, at least just what I read. Not like I'm talking to anyone. Just what I read from down there is that they want pitching. They want major league ready pitching, and then they want some prospects. Well, they've got the prospects, especially in the top 100 of baseball, that they can certainly ship them. And then they've got two guys that they could easily move. I mean, one of them starts tonight. I mean, this could be Logan Evans' last start.
Depending, sure. I mean, he's proven that he can pitch and win at this level. Absolutely. Sure. And Hancock's pretty much, has done the same. I think they get especially Emerson, gets a little overshadowed, right, with this group that they've got. And they're like, he's just a fifth starter here. Well, maybe he'd be, a 3 or 4 at another team, depending. So,
but you can live with giving up one of those two guys.
I agree. Absolutely.
Easily.
Yeah, the way they can find and develop pitching, absolutely. So,
especially who they just drafted.
Exactly. I mean, this guy is. I mean, obviously he's not major league ready, but he's the closest thing to major league ready that was in the draft. And again, they were just so surprised that he was there and just shocked, like, oh my goodness, thank you, Angels. Thank you, Nationals. So, not saying that he's going to be in the rotation next year, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see him next year at some point.
Yeah.
He's that ready. So, but you're right. You don't want to, you don't want to mortgage the future and hinder things going forward, but I think they've got enough pieces and enough prospects where they can make some trades and still be fine for the next 5 years and really kind of go, I don't know if you want to say all in, but definitely take a big step to get in there this year.
So do we go a solo Disneyland since you're in Anaheim, or what do you do?
And don't tell the girls?
Don't tell the kids.
I don't know. I just...
a little beach time for you, Brad?
There's going to be some beach time for sure. Yeah.
Good for you.
I like to just get my chair down there, just set up shop, lather up, sunscreen, be safe, kids. But I'm a big guy of walking around, with the shirt off, Puck. I don't mind seeing players and families.
Tucked in the back. Tucked in the back. God, I always wanted to be one of those guys, Brad.
That's me. My longboard shorts, flip flops.
Never going to be that guy.
What's up? I'll run the hotel too.
Hey, when are your?
I'll take this off after the show.
Oh, perfect. Well, send pictures.
Yeah.
Send pictures. Hey, when is your next play by? Was Goldsmith sick, or that was planned, right? When you filled in on the road last time? Okay. When's your next time
did it not sound planned? Did it sound like I was just thrown into it and didn't know what the hell it was doing?
Caught me by surprise because I came into the game late and I'm like, why is Brad? And I don't know why I didn't text you. I'm like, why is Brad doing the game?
I would have texted you during the game. Hold on, Angie. Hold on. I got to get that back to Puck. Hold on.
But it actually was that was the best that you were in there because you told the great story about how you were when you guys were in Detroit and got the fire alarm and you slept through the fire alarm. Who sleeps through a fire alarm, man?
Well,
only you do.
But on my half of the hotel, the alarm wasn't really working. It only worked on half.
Oh, that's good.
Got my bad ear, and I'm sleeping like this. I got my bad ear up, and I'm hearing knocking, and it's like, is that some drunk kid? Is it knocking on across the hall? Because you don't know if it's your door. You hear that, you wake up, you're like, is that my door? And then I go as a peephole, and I see some firemen saying, we got it or whatever, we're good, and they're walking away. So I'm like, oh. I feel confident that they're good. Man. So I go back to sleep. And then Angie calls me. She's like, "Are you out here?"
We're all outside.
We're all outside.
There was a fire in the hotel and you missed it all.
The ice machine caught fire.
Ice
in the lobby.
How does the ice?
How does that? Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
Stuff, yeah. So I just stay.
When's your next gig? When are you filling in for Goldsmith?
I've got 5 more. Goldie's on vacation. I think it might be next trip in August. We go Baltimore, which I thought was going to be a fun series, but they're terrible. And then the Mets.
New York, Philly, right?
Yep. But I've got 3 Baltimore and the 2 in New York because Sunday we go to Williamsport to play that Little League game on Sunday, which is national. So I do the first 5 games.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
with Brian Rowland-Smith with the hyphen.
Perfect.
So I'll just beat him up the whole time. Just make fun of him and just
make fun of his accent.
Should I just keep throwing in I'm sorry, I couldn't understand you.
Excuse me. What did you, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
What did you say about Logan Gilbert? I couldn't.
What does that mean?
Logan Evans? What did you say? Gilbert? I couldn't understand. Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'd be funny. Brad Adam, every week with us, brought to you by John Howie Steak and also Whiskey by John Howie. We appreciate the fine sponsorship for both. All right.
Yes.
Lather up and get a suntan, my friend.
We'll do it. Thank you, my friend.
There he is, Brad Adam, with us every single Thursday, talking Mariners baseball. And again, part of the whole podcast coming up later there on YouTube and in your favorite podcast platforms. And he's always brought to you by John Howie Steak and Whiskey by John Howie. Yeah, and just the asking price, you talk about Geno Suarez, and he's going to be the hottest bat there that's going to be on the market. And there's an article today by Jim Bowden who detailed and I teased it earlier. Of course, he and Jim Duquette, who comes on the show on Tuesdays, I almost forgot when he comes on, said the Mariners, if they wanted to get, he thinks a package that could land them would be Michael Arroyo and Ryan Sloan. And Sloan, these guys are 2 with 5th and 6th or 4th and 5th prospects in the organization for the Mariners, and I want to say 60 and 61st overall there. Thanks to Brad Adam for joining me, as he always does every single Thursday. All right, now it's time for another edition, Chapter 10 of KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy from Mitch Unfiltered. Now, during the live show, you get all of it, all the video, the entire appearance. But once it's podcast, you just get a sneak preview of KJ-Arent every single week on the podcast versions. If you want to watch or listen to the entire Chapter 10 of KJ-Arent, go to pucksports.com, sign up today to become a Pucks Posse member for as little as $5 a month. Or you could sign up to be a Mitch Unfiltered patron at mitchunfiltered.com. Or if you're already a Mitch Unfiltered patron, you have access to it already. Please enjoy Chapter 10, this week's KJ-Arent.
Like I was sitting in the family room last night, and I was thinking about what the Diamondbacks want and how everybody's been saying, oh, the Mariners won't have to give up one of their really, really top guys. And I started getting a cold sweat because, I follow minor league baseball. I follow the Mariners minor league. I love the Mariners minor league baseball. I watch the box scores every night. I watch the highlights every night. And there's one guy that I have become really enamored with over the first part of this season. And he's the guy you just mentioned. Actually, there's two, and they're the two guys that you mentioned. Like if you said to me, Mitch, all right, they're not going to trade one of the top 3 or 4 guys. They're not going to trade Montez. They're not going to trade Colt Emerson, and they're not going to trade who would be the third guy?
Ford.
Okay, I don't know that he's the third guy, but if you said they weren't going to trade any of their top 3, which guys would you fear them trading? You just mentioned the 2 guys of all the rest of them. The Petes and the Farmellos and all the rest of them. The guy that I do not want to trade is Michael Arroyo. I do not want to trade now, if you said to me Michael Arroyo or Colt Emerson, I get that. But there's something that I really like about Michael Arroyo, and I also like Sloan to a lesser degree. But you just mentioned the 2 guys that I don't want to trade. Thanks a lot for ruining my day.
You got to trade. I mean, you can't just keep a hold of all these guys. At some point, you got to move them. They're not all going to play, and frankly, they're not all going to be good.
It's true. It's true, but I'm convinced, and I don't know why. It's not like I've ever seen him play. I've only seen highlights, but I have convinced myself, and I want you to remember this in a few years. I have convinced myself that Michael Arroyo is going to be a really good bat for a second baseman. He's going to play second base somewhere. Now, I don't know how he fits into the Mariners because they've got all these guys, right? They've got Colt Emerson coming up to play shortstop. They've got Cole Young playing second base. Michael Arroyo plays middle infielder. He's not an outfielder. And where he's going to have his benefit is the fact that he's going to hit for a second baseman better than most second base. I think he's going to.
You already want to push Cole Young out?
I don't know how you're going to fit all these guys, but there's something about Michael Arroyo that I really like, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. But the guy, he went to Arkansas, and in his first 20 games in Double-A, he's hitting like 315. He's getting on base at like 380. He's got power. He's hit like 15, 16, 17 home runs between single A and double A. He's on base all the time, and he plays second base. That's the key. Like if he played right field, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd say trade him. Go ahead, fine. I don't care. But the guy plays second base, and he's hitting 16, 17 home runs this year and getting on base and hitting 315. How many second basemen do that?
Yeah. Well, you want more video of Arroyo, you can follow Mitch's burner account, Mariners Minors.
Not my
That's
burner.
where, I'm telling you it is. You know, he has more in Arkansas. There must not be another player in this organization that has more walks than strikeouts. Because in Arkansas, he does. He got 13 walks and
I like Michael Arroyo. That's going to hurt.
It's not going to hurt. You don't want to know why.
It's gonna hurt me.
He may not be any good.
No, I think he is good. I think he's good. I think Michael Arroyo is underrated at 65. I think Major League Baseball Pipeline had him at 65 in the latest. Right? He's underrated. Sure. I think he's underrated. And as long as he plays second base and he produces like that at the plate, I think he's a nice commodity. I hope they don't have to trade Michael Arroyo.
And then what about give me your Ryan Sloan? He's the 5th-rated prospect in the organization. I think 61st by MLB Pipeline.
You're saying that they're going to have to trade both of those guys to get 2 months of Geno?
It's just what Bowden said. He just said, listen, these are 2 guys they could do. They don't have to be him. I mean, maybe Arizona wants a guy that's more ready than Ryan Sloan. So, hell, give him Logan Evans.
Yes, Logan Evans.
Sure.
Yes, Emerson Hancock.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm all
one of those guys. One of those guys in a prospect is probably what it takes to get.
I don't want that prospect to be Michael Arroyo. I don't want that prospect to be Michael Arroyo. They can have any of the other guys, not the top guys. They can have any of the other guys. I don't want Michael Arroyo.
Are you going to travel to Arkansas to go watch him? I mean, I love Michael Arroyo.
Yeah, it's one of the highlights. This is the kind of sad life that I live. It's one of the things that I look forward to the most before I go to bed each night is literally looking up the box scores of the Arkansas Travelers to see how Michael Arroyo did today. I am a huge Michael Arroyo guy. Again, Puck, because I don't want to be misquoted, as long as he plays second base.
Okay.
Because I just don't look around baseball and see second basemen that have that capability at the plate. He has hit on every level, including Double-A. I think next year. But again, where do we play him? What are we doing with Cole Young and Cole Emerson and Jason?
Does he have enough power to play? Well, I don't know. I mean, does he have enough power to play third? But now you've got a guy over there who plays third base who's a great glove. He's got a Gold Glove worthy, but he doesn't hit for power.
His value, Michael Arroyo's value, is as a second baseman. How was JP Crawford's day yesterday?
Poor JP, and he just I mean, the people with the pitchforks yesterday on
my God,
social media, get him out of town. This is why he shouldn't be here. He's awful. I'm like, can a guy have one bad game? And I have one bad game.
I have Joe Doyle and Brady Farkas on with me each week. Each week we call it the Mariners Note Table. I'll hit the bell. And we have this constant like text that goes around. I try to ignore it as much as I can, but like in the fourth inning, I get the text in the group text from Joe Doyle. It's time to have the uncomfortable JP Crawford conversation.
They're not fans. They're not fans of his.
Well, Joe Doyle is not fan. He's probably not happy that I'm outing him right now.
Well, listen. I mean, his time is it's numbered. His days are numbered.
For sure.
He's getting older, and he's eventually going to be replaced.
And your number one prospect plays shortstop.
Yeah, and like number one prospect, but even and then you look at all like know the overall ones. He's like top 5. I think Keith Law had him today at 3.
There used to be this rule when I played. I don't know if they still say this. There used to be this saying. They probably do say it, that when you're having a bad day, the ball seems to find you. How about yesterday? Can we
just found him every time?
Every single It got to the point where you were like watching and you were just cringing. This next ball is going to be hard hit. It's going right at the shortstop.
As a father who watched this happen to a young third baseman recently, when you make one error and then every ball, every single one. And he's just looking down at his glove going,
by the way, are the Milwaukee Brewers that good? Or were the Seattle Mariners that bad? Well, I know they won the middle game, but those two games, the first and third games, they were outclassed by the Milwaukee Brewers. They weren't even in the same.
But late, though. That was so weird about it. But late. I mean, maybe not so much the third game. When that game get away from the fourth inning, I mean, it's 2-2.
Oh, my God. Oh, it was over.
Hold on, but in the first game, they had a. What was the score? I mean, they didn't pile on until late, did they?
Well, George Kirby remember the no hitter.
Yeah, and then the floodgates just opened. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. They're a pesky bunch. I mean, what does Pat Murphy call? I was talking to Brad Adams said this. They're like woodpeckers. That's what he describes their offense as, like a woodpecker. They just keep pecking and pecking and pecking. It's a good team. I mean, they put the ball in play. They're old school. That's like an old school baseball team. It's like what we grew up with watching.
And going back to the trade conversation of the painful prospects, I know that this gets talked about a lot, but I don't think it can be talked about enough. Yeah. Only in Seattle are we painfully trading prospects to get a guy back that we gave away in the frickin' first place.
I know. I just
only Seattle.
And then we spin it around. Well, but we would have never projected where he was going to be. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. Like, it wasn't like he was terrible when he was here. He was fine. He was more than fine. Yeah, he struck out a bunch. He still strikes out a bunch, but only here. We would now have to give up someone that's, a top, 5 or certainly a top 100 overall prospect. They're going to have to give that up, maybe 2. And all they had to do was pay this guy $24 million
to get a guy that they literally just gave away. Get a guy back. Only in Seattle, Puck.
Zebby Zavala.
Only
and Carlos Vargas. It's just ridiculous.
Please.
Thank you for watching and listening to another edition of KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy from Mitch Unfiltered. And again, if you want to watch or listen to the full episode, 30-plus minutes, be sure to go to pucksports.com. Sign up today to become a Pucks Posse member. Before we get on out of here, we got Hey What the Puck. We'll wrap that up. I do want to play a bite because we didn't get to – well, we got to a little bit with Jim Bowden there with Mitch, but Bowden, again, proposing at least the deal. He wrote about it several teams today. That Michael Arroyo, who's the second baseman that we just talked a lot about there with Mitch, fourth-rated prospect in the system. I know this may have changed. I just looked at the MLB pipeline system for this. Fourth-rated prospect in the system. He's the 60th overall prospect in baseball. Down in Arkansas, has been called up to Double-A Arkansas. He's been on a tear there. And also, so he proposes, does Bowden, Arroyo, and then the right-hand pitcher, Ryan Sloan, who currently is at Modesto. He is the fifth-rated prospect, 61st there in baseball. Those two for Suarez. Now, does Arizona want that? Sloan's years, a couple, 2-3 years away, maybe longer away. They want something more major league ready. Obviously, the guy going tonight, Logan Evans, would fit that. Would it be Logan Evans and Sloan or Logan Evans plus Arroyo? Who knows? But they want pitching, and they want starting pitching, and they probably want more major league starting pitching ready right away. But that's at least what Jim Bowden had to say today at The Athletic. Adam, Jude was on with us yesterday, and I just wanted to play this soundbite again from Jude talking about what it would take to get Suarez, and it would be uncomfortable.
Costly, and it might be uncomfortable for the Mariners. And I would actually go and suggest it is going to be uncomfortable when you're talking about the return that it's going to take to get Geno Suarez to come back. But right now, all signs are pointing towards a full court press for Geno Suarez and the Arizona Diamondbacks, and it just lines up really well for the Mariners right now.
So we'll see what they do there. Again, that's Adam Jude from the Seattle Times. He's been writing about this, covering this story. And again, he had the story a few days ago, preliminary talks between the Mariners and the Diamondbacks about a trade there for Geno Suarez. But again, that's on top of the story coming out today from Jim Bowden at The Athletic, just proposing, hey, these are the teams, Yankees, Cubs, Mariners, Brewers. Here's what they have. Here's what I would propose for them to trade. And it's said it there with Mitch. They have the most in their system, in their farm system. They can outbid anyone. If you look at all the guys that they have in the top 100, they've got more than anyone. So if they want to make a splash and they want to outbid people, even though, yes, it's a 2-month rental. By the way, it doesn't have to be a 2-month rental. It doesn't. You can always, which would be just the most Mariner thing in the world by signing him to a new, 1-2 year deal, wouldn't it? It doesn't have to be that. And, we talked to Jude again yesterday. He brought it up. There's been discussions about both of them, Suarez and Naylor. And teams have called about acquiring both of them or a combination of one of them plus Merrill Kelly. So there has been Arizona is going to be in this mode now, 5.5 back, just getting swept by Houston. They understand what's going on here. There's too many teams that climb. They're out of it. So, but they have got so many attractive pieces. And if they play their hand right, they're gonna come away probably with a haul. All right, before we get to Hey What the Puck, quick shout out. Wanted to mention this. A quick shout out to the Mill Creek 12U softball team. It was brought to my attention yesterday by just a long-time listener, first-time caller, telling me that the Mill Creek softball team is playing for the regional finals. So good luck, ladies, coming up on Friday. They're playing a team from Hermiston. Winner goes on to the Softball Little League World Series. I believe, hold on, let me give you the exact time. I believe you can watch it on ESPN Plus, by the way. And so very cool it's cool to see boys, girls, whoever it is, just be able to do whatever it takes, or to be a game away for something like this. I think it's Friday, maybe it's Saturday. I don't know. I was told Friday. It's coming up this week because I'm following them on Game Changer now, which again, Game Changer is addicting, and it says Saturday there, but maybe perhaps it's on Friday. But anyways, good luck. Mill Creek 12U softball team regional championship coming up this week. All right. Hey, What the Puck is brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. It's a restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make them your first call. Damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917 or visit them again at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. Boy, there's a lot of sad news this week of deaths. Ozzy Osbourne, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Hulk Hogan today, passing away at the age of 71. If you're in my age group, that 40s, late 40s, I mean, come on, man. There's nothing better than wrestling. Nothing better also than Saturday night's main event. It was the best. Saturday night's main event with Hulk Hogan coming out on NBC, the damn song playing, and whoever the hell he's going to wrestle, $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. No, I just really... $1 Million Man. It was the best. It was like he was in that realm the absolute biggest superstar in professional wrestling. So, and again, as it brings you back to being a kid, when you're like 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, that, man, it's just, he was, before, when you're that age, before you knew everything was scripted, I mean, there was a point when you were a kid, you're like, God, this stuff, it's real. It's real to me, damn it. And he and Ric Flair, there were so many great entertainers in that sport, right? In that entertainment sport. But no two bigger than those. They just took it to another level. The understanding of performance, theater, because that's really what it was, and the art of it all. The good guy, heel, and he played both of those parts. The heel later in his career, but he passed away today at the age of 71. I don't know. It's reported that it appears he had been battling health issues after complications from a recent neck fusion surgery, and according to TMZ, reported that he died of cardiac arrest. 12-time world champion, 6 times apiece there in the WWF and the WCW. And the reason the WWF became the biggest thing in professional wrestling was because of Hulk Hogan. Once he came aboard, they needed that star that transcended everything for that sport. Took it to a whole new level, and he did that. All right, that's Hey, What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. It's your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services, locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when those damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, North Seattle franchise. All right. Thank you for watching and listening today. Thank you to all the sponsors, Limback Lumber, John Howie Steak, Zogs on Fox Island, Hartley and Hartley Insurance, also Restoration One. Today's Daily Puck Drop, find it up on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. Also find the Daily Puck Drop on your favorite podcast platforms, and of course up at pucksports.com. When you're at pucksports.com, please sign up to become a member of the Pucks Posse. $5 a month. You support all free content that we do. Plus, we give you VIP and bonus shows there as well, like today's visit of KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy, Mitch Unfiltered, available, the podcast available for Pucks Posse members. Also, this week's Sports Pit is out with myself, Steve Sandmeyer, and Matt Stretch Johnson. And Wednesdays, our MLB Insider Show with Ryan Divish. Find all of it up there, pucksports.com. Again, thank you for watching and listening today. We will see you tomorrow on a Friday edition. We'll talk to Jim Orr will be back. We'll have the Scout and Chris Egan, who's making his way as we speak to Cooperstown to cover Ichiro's Hall of Fame induction. We'll see you tomorrow. As always, promise me better.
No shoes, no dice.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for?
We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!